Hello, lovelies. Welcome to the start to a weekend reading vlog. So, this weekend, I have in mind to read just a few thrillers on my TBR. So, I do have I think it's three thrillers that I have on my August TBR. Let me double check. I do have my August TBR right here on my tablet. I did make one after all, and it's mostly fantasies because I'm in a fantasy mood, but I do have, yes, three thrillers that I want to read. And this month, I am just going to be focusing on reading my actual TBR because I've never read like every single book on my TBR before. I've always went off and read something else. Like even if I read way more than I plan on my TBR, it's not exactly my TBR that I read. So yeah, this weekend, I just want to read a few thrillers, and I do have three thrillers in mind. I don't know if I will be able to finish all three, but the first one I have in mind to read this weekend is called The Wife Before by Shannara Williams. I've had this one on my TBR a few months ago when I got it from the library. I did return it back because I was taking way too long to read it. That's when I was going into that reading slump and all. So this weekend, I thought I would read that one first, and I have it on Kindle because it's on the Prime Reading on Kindle. So I have that one on Kindle and audio from my library as well. So this one is like reminiscent to Rebecca, the classic tale of Rebecca, where this lady, she gets married to this guy, but his old wife was called Rebecca, and everyone talks about Rebecca even with her in the household. So with this book now, this lady, she's called Samara. She marries this guy really quickly. He proposes to her. I don't think they get married yet. I think he just proposes and moves her to his mansion in Colorado. And basically it's the same vibes as Rebecca with the creepy mention of his wife, and basically the memories of his wife are still there. Like everything of his old wife is still very much there, and it's supposed to be like a psychological thriller. So I'm gonna start this one and see how it goes. I'm really into thrillers now. Lately I realized like they're very fast paced, and just the suspense just really gets my adrenaline like pumping. So like I really love that feeling as a reader, I found out. So that's why I thought this weekend I'll go move along to reading some thrillers, since the past few days I've been reading like romances and fantasies. So yeah, moving on to thrillers, and I'll let you know my next read once I'm done with this one. Okay, so I'm now 25% of the way through the audiobook of The Wife Before. I was tending reading it, the Kindle version, and listening to the audio, but because I was eating breakfast, I just went to listen to it mainly now. And I'm enjoying it, not gonna lie, but let me take my headphones off because I feel so muted like when I'm speaking. But oh my goodness, this girl Samira, she does not know a red flag when she sees it right in front of her face. Because this man, he is so much red flag. So she met this guy at a party while she was waitressing at. Because first off, I don't like Samira. I'm not gonna say she is like the definition of lazy and don't know how to fend for herself, and I hate those people. So far what I learned from her is that she is basically living off her brother. She doesn't know how to keep a job, and she's like, oh, I just can't do a job that I'm unhappy with. I'm like, girl, we're all unhappy with our jobs. Even if it's the best thing on earth that you love, even if it's your hobby, you're gonna end up hating it once it becomes a job. Like, let me stop ranting. But anyways, yeah, so she doesn't keep a job because she's like, oh, she hates it, whatever. I'm like, oh my goodness, she's so immature, and she's 28 years old. Like, damn near 30, and has that mindset. So her brother cuts her off because his wife, well, his soon-to-be wife is pregnant, and he needs to like to fend for his baby, his future baby, and plan his marriage, like his wedding. So he can no longer keep paying for Samira's livelihood because she doesn't have a job. She's been living off her brother. So and with that part. So now she meets Roland. He's like a famous, what was it, golf? I don't remember. I think it's golf. Yeah, because they keep talking about golf course. I don't care about that man's job. I don't like him. But yeah, he's famous, but he's also very well known for killing his wife. Well, it's not proven, but people believe that he killed his wife because it's very suspicious how she died all alone. It is mentioned that they both were living together and it was only them two there. But he does have an alibi that he's at this golf tournament at the time when she died. So it maybe not have been him. I don't know. Based on how Rebecca ended, I did watch the movie, but I don't recall who had killed the wife from Rebecca. So I don't know if this is gonna go the same route or whatever. So yeah, it's a good time to read it for me because I don't remember how Rebecca went. But anyways, this baby, he's over here drinking. But anyways, what I was saying, why would you get married to a guy and not tell any of your family members? Even if you're on bad terms with your family, like at least tell your friends. Like she has a good friend in here. She doesn't tell her friend that she's married because she's like, oh, he has a bad image because people think he killed his wife, so I don't want anyone to know that I'm with him. Like that is not good. That's not a good setup for a relationship where no one knows you're with someone. What if something happens? Something has to happen to her. No one would know who she's with, where she's at. She's in a completely different state. So I'm just like, it's all red flags. It's gonna go so wrong because this is a thriller and she's all alone, basically stranded. She's not thinking. She's just thinking romantically, and I'm just thinking, girl, once all hell breaks loose, no one's there to help you because you just set yourself up real bad. So yeah, that's why The Wife Before is good for me. I'm enjoying it because I'm just like, this girl is stupid. I mean, it's perfect that she's stupid because I'm gonna get a lot of stuff going on in here because of how dumb she is. But still, I'm just like, wow, wow. And she's like, I know everyone. If it was anyone else, they was like, oh, you're so stupid. You don't see the red flags. I'm like, yeah, I'm reading and I'm saying you're stupid, girl. But yeah, the Wife Before is going well. I'm hoping to finish it in the next 3 hours or so. So I'll be updating then. I'll maybe earlier if I have any more frustrations with this girl Samira because she is very frustrating. Okay, so just finished up reading The Wife Before by Shannara Williams, and I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot to discuss. I had a great time with this one. I gave it 4.25 stars. It was a really thrilling thriller. Definitely a lot to think about. So at first I was talking about how Samira, she was very unlikable to me and like so stupid. But honestly, that drove the plot along. So we definitely needed a character like her with this plot line for it to move along because she was just avoiding all the red flags from day one. And I honestly just don't like how she got together with Roland so quickly because I think 5 months into their relationship, he proposed to her and they got married. And like the whole part where she didn't tell her brother or family or friends, anyone at all, that she got married and she just went off to a different state with that man without anyone knowing that she even left the state or where she went. That was so foolish of her. Like, girl, it could have been much worse. You could have died, like, girl, and no one would have known where you were, who you were with, what happened to you. Like, very risky, very foolish of her. But let's talk about the trillion part now. So the whole storyline is focusing on the wife before, right? That's why it's called the wife before. So Samira, she's very nosy basically. And I would have been nosy too, to be honest. If there was a whole shed of my current husband's past wife stuff, I would have been like curious too, like checking it out, like what was she about, you know? So that's what happened with Samira. She was looking in the shed that his past wife had. And it's a whole tragic story about how his wife passed away, and everyone's basically blaming him. They believe he did it, even though there is proof because he has a really big alibi where he was at a golf tournament or something while her death was happening. So it could have never been him, but it could have also been planned. Like he could have abused her because there was like signs of abuse on her body when she passed away. But anyways, the revelations was shocking. I was not expecting that at all. It totally went off the pathway that I was basically predicting. It did still stick along with it, but at the same time, there was a lot of twists and turns that I wasn't expecting at all. And I have to say, Dylan, I love his ending. I love his ending because, yeah, not gonna go there though. But I love the ending for Dylan. That's one thing I have to say for sure. Yeah, but it was a great read. I really enjoyed. I don't want to say too much because it's a thriller. It's very fast paced. Saying too much could like spoil the whole point of the book. You know, gotta go in blind. I went in blind, not knowing anything at all. I'm definitely looking forward to more Shannara Williams thrillers. There was one I think she came out with this year, and I think she is coming out with a romance book. There is a romance book I saw that she had. I think it was a vicious something. I'm definitely looking forward to that now that I've read something from her and I really liked it. So yeah, I'm gonna look at her romance I think it's like a fancy romance, Vicious Bonds, was it? I have that one on Audible. I think I got it on Audible a few months back and it's in my library, but I never got around to it. So I'm gonna check that one out when I have a chance to. But yeah, new author to check out right there for sure. But I'm like gonna focus on her thrillers. I liked it, and then the fact that it was a black thriller too, that was what really made me want to read it, because I started my thrillers with Freida McFadden. I'm really enjoying her writing because her writing is very fast paced and easy to read whenever I'm bored and like just want something fun and fast paced and not something I have to think too much on. But this one definitely had me thinking. It's fast paced too, a little bit more serious than Freddie McFadden's books. Like, definitely going with the trigger warning of sexual abuse, pedophiles, all that, because it's focused on that highly with the other wife. Like, that is a heavy topic there that I wasn't expecting. But I didn't have a bad time reading it and seeing that. But maybe there was a trigger warning about that. I don't remember seeing that in the beginning though, but maybe. But just so you know, like there is a lot of mention of sexual abuse, mental health awareness, basically because she had to go to therapy and all that. There was a lot going on with her mental health. It highly affected her and who she became at the end. So yeah. But I had a great time reading it. It was definitely fun. 4.25 definitely is a good rating for it, because 4 stars would have been like too low in my opinion, but 4.5 is not. It wasn't like the greatest read. I did have frustrations with the characters, and I still don't believe romance. That's why I'm like 4.25 is perfect. And I went in for the thriller, enjoyed it. The romance, it could die. I don't believe that at all. But yeah. So now let's talk about what I plan to read next. That is The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. I did read. What was it? I Shouldn't Have Come Here by her, and I didn't love that one. I think I gave it a solid 3 stars, or maybe lower. I don't remember what I gave it. I didn't love that book at all. It was like supposed to be a thriller, but it was reading like a romance. This one now is her most popular one ever, and this is a special collector's edition. I got it. Hopefully, I love it because everyone loves this one so much. This is the most talked about one. So look at that, like bloody handprints and all that. So is it gonna be scary? I don't know. I did find the concept of this one very strange. This wife is, what was she doing? I think she's representing her husband in the case of him murdering his mistress, and I'm like, what? Why would you do that? Like, very suspicious. So yeah, that's all I know about it, the premise, and I'm gonna read the synopsis for myself and then get into this one. So it's been a few hours and I made a little progress in The Perfect Marriage. I did take the dust jacket off because it was annoying. It's very hard to read with dust jackets depending on the hardcover. Like, I was able to with Test Love because that's like a smaller hardcover. But I'm getting off topic. But anyway, so yeah, took the dust jacket off. I really like how it looks underneath, to be honest, and I really love the interior part. Like, it's just so creepy and nice. I just love it. Like, but anyways, let's talk about this book. So I'm at page 188. Yeah, chapter 39. And I'm loving it, honestly. It's very intriguing. It definitely caught my interest. At first, I say the first 20 pages, I was a bit bored. But that's because I was feeling sick and like everything was like annoying. But like I'm feeling a little bit better now. I did take my hair down while I was listening to the audio and also attending reading at the same time. This book is really grasping my attention for sure. I feel like I'm gonna finish it tonight, which wasn't the plan. I was gonna just read The Wife Before today and then start this today, but finish it tomorrow. Because like I'd never read 3 books in 2 days, so like maybe I'm gonna end up picking up another thriller. But the plan was to just read 2 thrillers this weekend. But it's still Saturday, so and I'm nearly done with this book. It's 294 pages, and I don't think I'm gonna put this down. But yeah, it's really good so far. I'm really enjoying it. Like I don't know if he did it or not, the guy in here, because the whole premise is that this guy seems like he murdered his mistress and his wife is the one covering the case. So you're seeing through his wife POV and his. Honestly though, I don't know if I can trust anyone in this book. Like even the wife, like she has motive too, to be honest. Like even though she technically had an alibi, but I'm like it could be her all along too. So that killed the mistress. So I don't know. And then the mistress, her whole backstory is like very suspicious too. So anyone could have killed her. So I'm just like, did he do it? Did he not? I want to know. I want to know. So yeah, it's a really good read. I'm enjoying it so far. I'll update maybe tomorrow morning if I'm done. But tonight I'll just update in the morning because I just want to sit down and just binge the rest of this and see what happens. I really want to know. That's why, basically. I really want to know who did it. Yeah. Good morning. So it's now Sunday morning, 11 a.m. And the plan was to read a third thriller this weekend since I basically finished my first 2 books in like a day and a half. And that wasn't the plan. I was planning to read 1 book a day. But I really enjoyed the 2 thrillers I read. So I sped through them basically. So I read The Perfect Marriage in the AMs this morning. Like 2 a.m. is when I finished it this morning. And I had a great time. I had a great time reading this book. I have to say, I did guess correctly, but I didn't exactly guess everything correctly. So it was just overall great. Just trying to figure out who did it because the girl that died, she had a lot of enemies. Like everyone had a motive basically, and even at one point, I was just guessing like anyone involved could have done it because it was just getting crazy. It just kept piling on with more people that could have had a motive, and I was just like so confused. But then I was so excited too because I'm like, oh, it's getting near to the end, so I'm gonna finally figure it out. And then once I figured it out, I was like, oh, but still, I still enjoyed the whole journey going towards figuring out like who did it. This was a perfect who did it novel, in my opinion. Like the intensity, like the just trill, like trying to figure it out with all the people in here, and then the disgust at the guy in here because he is so stupid, like, and then he has the audacity at the same time too because guy, because like, sir, you cheated on your wife and it got found out in the most horrific way possible, and you have the audacity to be like, oh, does she still love me? Is she trying to be with this guy? Like, sir, don't even think about that right now. Think about your own ass. like like he should be only thinking about himself at this point, but he's thinking about well, he was definitely thinking about himself, that's for sure. He's very conceited, that's one thing for sure. Like no remorse whatsoever. He was telling his mistress, I love you so much, and in the same hour he tells his wife, I love you so much, I want life together. I'm like, oh, disgusting. But yeah, it was a great read. I really hated the characters in here, especially the guy and his mom. Oh, his mom was disgusting. It was a perfect read though. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4.5 stars. I did enjoy it a little bit more than The Wife Before, but both of them were really great thrillers. I had a great time this weekend reading them. The reason why I don't want to read The Tenant right now because it seems like more on the spookier side. Like it is a thriller too, but also I want to read like a fantasy book. I'm back in the fantasy mood. Like I'm not really in the thriller mood anymore. It was a very short lived mood of mine to read thrillers, and it's over now. So I think I'm gonna read like a Tegan Fisher book because I haven't read one of her books in quite a while now, and she's coming out with a book in August. I think August 19th, Hemlock and Silver. I'm excited for that one. But right now, I was looking at Paladin's Grace. That's one of her older series that I've been looking at, wanting to read that one. I like the new UK covers. I think I might buy them, but for now, I'm just gonna read the Kindle version, listen to the audiobook, and see if I love it before I go and buy a whole series set that I haven't read, you know. So I'm gonna do that first, and then we'll see whether or not I buy that copy or the original copy where it's just like this cover right here. I'm gonna show right there. Yeah, but yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this reading vlog. I had a great weekend reading some thrillers. I know I could have read more, but like I'm not in the mood, so it's not gonna be great. So yeah, I'm just gonna end the vlog here, and thank you all for watching. I'll see you in my next one.